Hey, sorry.
There you go. Okay. All right, all right. Here we are, guys. Welcome, welcome. Let me do the match start. Lake versus LDS. Officially in. Let me change the map picks real quick. We will play Mortal first. Then we will play Solace, which is a good one. And then Water Wreck. Oh yeah, since this is a tournament, I decided to do 25 seconds. $25 on the delay. All right, here we are. LDS, very, very new in terms of, like, we really don't know who that is. I, for one, really wouldn't even begin to know. But if even Goober and Nick do not know.
I remember when they joined, but I don't know who they are.
You did mention that was a clan. I did search earlier on the Discord.
It was a...
Said it wasn't?
Yeah. No, it was a clan back in, like, 03 or something, but I doubt this person's related.
Okay. Okay, so far, Lick is running through it. 7-0.
That was a nice kill.
Picking Mortal right out of the gate, maybe to shatter the morale of the opponent. Is that maybe the idea here? Oh, we have a charge kill?
Yeah, that was really nice. I forgot for a second that Lick would not have had outlines there like we do. That was a really nice prediction there.
Yeah. Holy hell.
But yeah, no, I think pick this map because Lick is definitely comfortable with this map, familiar with this map, and yeah, if he's playing against someone who's new, picking a map that he is very familiar with is going to be a pretty good strategy.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Lick did look at the map pool quite a bit. He showed me earlier that there are some nasty boosts on edification where you can be quite invisible if you pull it off correctly. And so he's definitely looking at this map more of a, how can I exploit this the most? How, like, where can I get into a crevice where somebody doesn't see me, or can I abuse this particular spot? Very long match. That was a long battle between the two. Shotgun fails to connect. By the way, Yodaka, good luck on the Ginetta race at Top Poznan. Lick needs a nerf. Lick is kind of crazy. I mean, there's already one trophy in his home. And I think he wants the second very, very bad. It really shows he was in a very, very bad state yesterday and the day before. Apparently he has like a middle ear infection and was just getting antibiotics, trying his best to be at about 100%. He said he's at about 70, but he will try his best to to give it all he can today. And at the moment, with a 24 to 1, 25 to 1, it really looks like it. But as Intharth and Goober and Nick already said, Mortal Coil has huge spikes in scores. Since it's quite tough to get those positions back up there on the upper floor once you have it. That was unfortunate for LDS there. He did hear him. I would assume so. Main issue might really be, does get a good run on him when he spawns, but also LDS always shy by one of the armor packs. Now he has full on it, goes for the 200 and makes the kill. But immediately gets clapped back by Lake. Ooh. Some free rockets, pre-fire there. Oh. What could he try there? Oh. The charge is still there. I wonder what he has in play for that. Is that a conscious decision there to put a charge there and waiting for... It seems it is.
I believe you're right. I think that was a prediction.
Could be. He does hear the steps. That's why when he came around there, he had the detonator in his hand. So, by the way, the charge despawns once you die, right? That
yes
would make sense. 38 to 3. But really, as far as I know, not uncommon in all the scrims that we played where I was playing against Intharth or so, I was completely devastated on this map. So... I think I might have already asked this, Goober, but how much do you think the gameplay, and also Nick, how much do you think the gameplay now changes with the introduction of the footsteps on all weapons?
Nick may disagree with me here, but I think that it could change things a lot if people were playing around it. But I don't think it will change things a lot, because I think people are making a lot of noise as they walk around anyway, most of the time. Like, you always made sounds when you land. You always make sounds if you, like, brush up against an incline on a wall. You always make sounds if you shoot or reload or pick up a weapon or something like that. So, like, people were making a lot of noise anyway, so if you're listening for and trying to predict where your opponent is, you already had a lot of information. But I think... if players started to be more aware that footsteps could be heard now, and like learn to use crouch and avoid weapon pickups and try to reduce the amount of sound they're making, I think it could make a huge difference, but I'm not sure that it actually will in practice.
Okay.
But yeah.
I see.
Nick may completely disagree with me, though. I don't know.
Is Jason ace?
Yes.
Okay.
When you fall, you say you make a noise when landing. When you crouch while doing this, is that noise reduced, or is there no change whatsoever?
Game over.
Like if you crouch as you land.
Yeah, when you crouch as you land.
I'm not sure I ever specifically checked that, but
Actually,
I'm pretty sure
don't
it's the
remember.
same. I want to say it's the same because I don't think the game actually cares about that when you're landing, but I'm not 100% sure.
That's the stuff we
I
have to
yeah.
test.
I say that because in third person there is no like in air while crouching state. That only exists in first person. So I doubt it would be different, but I'm not 100%.
But your hitbox does change
Yes.
on the server. I thought for years that it didn't, but it's just because the hitbox is gigantic. It does change. Presumably the collision changes too.
The collision would change because first person is all that matters for the collision there.
We would need to. Maybe we should. Maybe we test that later. Who is it not ready yet? I think
Game
it's. Oh, there we
over.
go. Oh, and so if the vote pass, the map still changes, but. Gotcha. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Let's do the. Let's do it that way.
I'm excited here for a round on Solace.
Me
Haven't really
too.
seen many of those.
Me too. What I have seen so far when we did play it, it was really fun. Because it's like a completely new painting when you start Auton here. When we played DMO2, it was very apparent. You saw the pros or the better players play it, and usually you knew where the spots were when you get killed. But when we started the scrims up and Solace was played a few times, you really started to see, okay, maybe this position is a good idea, or usually I know Ace is usually around this part of the map and trying to keep control over that. Okay, Lick with the super health, 200, 100. What was that rocket? That hit? I don't even know where that went. But that's damage right there. First kill for Lick. Wait a minute. Music started to get a bit loud again. That's better. Okay, Lick on 2. Oh! Oh no. Oh no, what is he doing? Is he shooting again? Does he... if he shoots with the rocket launcher again, there is a potential that he dies on it, right?
What do you mean?
Now he can. Because he had 200 health and 7 shield. And he wanted basically to deny LDS the next super health.
Yeah.
But he only had 7 armor. I'm not sure how much the splash damage would have cost.
I think if he shot directly below, he probably would have died.
Yeah. Oh,
Rockets deal a lot of damage on a direct hit like that.
Yeah. I was asking earlier, I'm not sure if this is... I think we talked with Intharth very briefly about it, or with Lick, I'm not really certain. If you walk past a armor and you shoot onto the ground a bit further from you with the rocket launcher, just so you can pick up the armor and deny it for 20 seconds to the opponent. Is that a valid strategy, or is that not usable at all? Because you would kind of just use up the armor for a shot on the rocket launcher, just basically nicking your armor for a bit so you can take up another armor. But that means it needs 20 seconds to reappear, right? The respawn for them is 20 seconds. Would that at all be beneficial on 1v1, denying someone the armor for 20 seconds? Or is that it's
gonna depend on the map, right? So like if it's DMO2 and you're holding the top part of the map and you're trying to control that part of the map because it's the strongest part of the map, you wouldn't want to deny the armor up there, because you would want to use that armor for your like own use, right? So you'd want to fight around that armor and take that armor while you're fighting. Whereas in a map like Mortal Coil, where you might be repositioning more often, if you deny an item, especially like a super that takes a little bit longer, as long as you're leaving that area and you're trying to lure your opponent into that area, I think it works. I think if you're trying to actually fight your opponent from a posted up position, there's no point in trying to deny an armor, because you're just denying it from yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Lick is trying to make the ladder thing here. He showed me the ladder boost. It's kind of interesting that I see it in a tournament sense. I think I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to boost onto that mesh thing there.
He's trying to get stuck up there so he can just sit up there and...
That... Lick.
He hasn't been getting much success with it, but that's what he's trying to do.
Hello, Mystical. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Just in time to watch this. Yes, welcome, welcome. Okay, LDS at the moment more trying to make a run for it, but Lick is kind of dominating on this map with... without a... Oh boy. Lick is just waiting and picking him off. But...
Yeah, Lick is, Lick is definitely dominating here.
I would fear Lick on the first match in a tournament as well. I think he almost has it, but I'm not sure.
They keep trying.
When I was playing in the scrims, I really noticed that pre-firing rockets is such a huge thing for me personally. I just had some lucky kills in that as well. Is that usually done, or is that something that's like how much emphasis is there on pre-firing rockets in comparison to... I mean, chargers are probably not used. Grenades sometimes, I would assume, on close quarter maps. But is there an emphasis on pre-firing rockets or not at all?
I think it's, again, it's kind of context dependent, right? So like if you're out of control, sometimes if you know where your opponent's going, it's worth firing a rocket there, but it does sort of give away your position. And I think that if you are too rocket spammy, that's a tendency that someone can pick up on and they can abuse it.
Yeah.
Because the rockets are really slow.
Yeah.
So if you know that your opponent is going to pre-fire rockets at you, you can just wait and sort of bait that rocket out and then peek while they're switching weapons, and they won't be able to shoot back for a little bit.
Understandable. Okay. So
Notice how Lick is currently up in the rafters.
Lick is up in the rafters. Yes. How?
Interesting design oversight on the map.
I mean, I don't think Kerbal.
No,
thought
nobody
that
would expect
somebody
this
would
nonsense.
do a ladder. Why is that, by the way? I mean, Lick. Maybe Lick tried to explain it to me once, but how is it that if I do a ladder climb and I go into the menu, that this action is kind of resulting in someone flying? Like, how is that even possible?
The way that it works technically is if you move in a climb region and then you go into the menu, it continues moving you in that, like, it continues that movement operation. It was design oversight in the game. I think it was related to the fact that in single player, if you go into the menu, the game pauses, so it doesn't actually matter. But in multiplayer, the game doesn't pause; just your player input pauses.
Yeah.
And it also happens if you just hold forward on the ground and go into the menu, you'll keep walking forward. It just kind of freezes your input. That is actually patched in Alpine. It's just the patch is not enabled on this server, and it kind of gets into another thing where, like, yes, it is a bug, but it's one of those bugs kind of like head jumping and all those, and like mine footing and stuff, where like it has become almost like a cult thing in Red Faction.
Yeah.
And there's quirkiness about Red Faction that is endearing to it, and people like it. So, like, there is a way to turn it off now,
30 seconds remaining.
but it's not turned off here.
Okay. So, 30 seconds left. This is our first match here that is 2-0. 32-0. How were the other matches going so far? Nick, do you have a...
Intarth and No Play are playing. I think that Intarth won the first map. The second map is Abrupt
5,
K.
4, 3,
And
2, 1. Game over.
oh, let's see how this one goes. Yeah.
Hmm?
Intarth in the lead by 4 frags at the moment.
Okay. All right, then Lick moves forward. Oh yeah, is that, by the way, Goober, is that the same reason why you keep on walking when the server like when the server is when the level is at an end? Usually you do see like a specific camera and the characters keep on walking. Is that the same reason, or that the game
It's similar, yeah.
Okay.
We still have
It's-
Haze and Sid unresponsive. I don't know if you want to...
I can, like, Ace I can tag at
No, Haze, not Ace.
Ace.
oh, sorry,
Haze.
Haze. Sorry. I'm not sure how to context Haze, to be quite honest.
I've been pinging Haze.
Okay.
I DM'd him as well, and I've gotten nothing.
Maybe okay. Then
I mean, we have Wilson and Ace waiting in the server, so I don't know how long we want to wait.
we can make that. Wait a minute. Let me check challenge real quick, so we can also conclude that. Oh, you already did. Thank you very much, Nick. Appreciate it. Well, if yeah, I guess we can move it on. Or we're waiting for the Entharth match to be done, and then we decide if there's still a no-show on Sid and Haze, then we just move it over to Wilson versus Ace for round 2. If that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, challenge will let us organize that automatically. I don't know
Means
how crazy the bracket will get, but with 2 forfeits.
You might actually just give them losses for the first round because they were no-shows, and then if they happen to show up in the losers bracket, they can continue.
True, then Ace.
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
because,
Yeah. Okay, then let's do it.
I'd say just give them default losses if, like, maybe wait for Inthar's game to be done, and then...
Yeah, that's our
'cause-
plan.
Yeah,
Let me.
and then
switch
just
to
give them
that
losses
server
if they're
real
still
quick.
not here.
That was the second one, right?
Yes.
Did I write it wrong?
Server console says you did.
Okay. All right. All right.
I see everything right now.
Oh, everything. Okay.
I see it all. Shame I can't read.
I do have to say, with the new Abrupt, it's very interesting to see how messed up the map can get in one play. Like how much there is. I believe
with
there is
Geo,
more
yeah.
destructible environment than before.
I don't think there was any Geo in the first version of this map.
Any?
I don't believe so.
Damn.
I don't think there was any.
That was before we could, like, properly 2 Geo. Volition would probably take exception. Well, actually, no. They wouldn't, because they made the same decision in Right Faction too. They'd probably agree with me saying properly.
Oh, and Tharth with the boost. I do think, although that boost is cool to get up there, I don't think you can utilize it very much. You're so vulnerable from every side up
I mean,
on the mesh there.
it's cute. That's about it.
Yes.
You can catch someone off guard, I suppose, but like
Yeah.
you're really, really screwed if they can aim.
Yeah. The Lick rocket thing, on the other hand, that was much more impressive. But
That was wonderful. And if you notice, actually, in this version of the map, so for any repeat viewers who watched the last tournament and saw Lick's incredible rocket lobbing strat there, that was the old version of this map. This is the new version of the map, and Lick has been immortalized in a spray on the wall in that area.
yeah, there is a graffiti there on the place where the rocket launcher is. It's beautiful. When Lick first saw it, he messaged me instantly and said, "That's crazy," and I have to say I feel the same. It's really, really nice to see. So we're currently 21-4. Oh, hope you enjoy the mystical. Oh, wait a minute. I'll change the matchup real quick because it still says match start. This is Intharth on red. And no plate 4 on the other. And I think I can turn the maps down for now since... So at least we saw Solace, or oh my god, that was a interesting. Oh, there it is! There it is! The graffiti. Hey, I disbelieve. Welcome, Easy. How you doing? He was waiting on the rocket to come down. Nobody going for the precision rifle here. I think. Let me check real quick. Was the other one open?
What's the other?
The other entrance. The
No,
No.
it's not.
okay.
Neither.
I thought they might have gone down here and just gone back, but no. If that is not. Nobody going
No
for the
entrance is open.
precision rifle. I wonder.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice because it's a very powerful weapon, especially because in this tournament there is no heavy machine gun.
True. So, precision rifle, yeah, has an awesome damage output. And you have large areas where this could come in handy.
1 minute remaining.
Yeah, it's a really powerful gun. And if you tap the scope, it's completely accurate as well.
Inthar's shredding through at the moment.
Yeah, no, Imtark is playing well here. It's a good
30
game.
seconds remaining.
He said he's not prepared really for this. He had some other stuff to do leading up to this, but he still said he's trying his best. And when I played him, I think he was still not 100% warmed up.
10, 9,
Let's see what the rest of the day
7,
brings.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And with that in
Game
mind, this
over.
is GG. Meaning we can... That is 2-0, correct, Nick? Intharth won the first, you said? As well?
I believe that's correct.
And you don't have to play Solace with me. Oh, was that the... Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, Solace was going to be the tiebreak if necessary for that round.
Alright, so Intharth 2, no play 0 then. Submit scores. That would put no play into LDS.
Yep.
Which server do we take for that? Should we take the 5th since this is still on the round 1?
You'd probably make it easiest if you
Okay.
just went to the 5th server for the 5th matchup.
Tell Intharth to take a break from running. Alright. Okay, well, let me